everyone. We are the Matriarchs of Fandom. I am Vonda, and we are here with Miss Liz and Lady Gray. And today's show is going to be on Does Age Matter? Um, Sometimes in our fandoms that we enjoy, you'll have a character that maybe started young and over the years, over time, are now much older and they're still doing the same character. Now, I'm not saying that that's bad, but doesn't matter. You know, you have some iconic characters, iconic people that we all love to watch on the big screen. But do you think if there's a time to where they need to, hey, it's time to pass on the torch, as Miss Gray said earlier? Um, is it different for men and women? They say, men kind of age gracefully, but women in Hollywood, if they're usually not between 18 and 25, then Hollywood kind of says that they're too old. I don't know why it's like that, but I've just noticed. I've read some interviews where some stars could play a 29-year-old. They're actually 30 years old, and they're saying they're too old to play a 29-year-old, even though they're just a year older. That's kind of sad, but it's just what we live in these days. Are some of these characters a sex symbol? They might have been a sex symbol back then, but do you consider them still a sex symbol now? And are they too old or young to still play that character? Now, I have actually two musical people. One is Madonna. Madonna now is 65 years old. She came out in 84. And, she's the queen of pop. She got 41 number one singles, but she is still in the press on, singing like a virgin. I love that song. It's a great song. But do you really see yourself enjoying Madonna still singing? Yeah, that's a recent picture of her. Like a virgin now at 65. Lady Gray, I'm going to go to you about Madonna. 65, too old, too young? Does it matter that she's still like a virgin?
I mean, she doesn't look 65. Hats off to whoever her plastic surgeon is, but she's approaching the point where she started, you get too much plastic surgery, you kind of start to look freaky and like something out of a sci-fi movie. So she's starting to get to the point where she's weird looking, I think. I mean, I'm not knocking her. She's still a beautiful woman. But yeah, I don't know. Just not, she just isn't what she used to be to me.
So for you, age does kind of matter.
Yeah, I think it does. Just because I don't feel like she's aging gracefully.
Okay. Now, I would love to see her in concert now. I really would. It's Madonna. Yeah. But I have to agree with you a little bit. You can still sing, still do what you're doing, but I don't know if you still should be singing like a virgin. Ms. Liz, what do you think of Madonna then and now?
Well, if she's still drawing a crowd and she's still making the money, it's kind of like Cher. Cher's older than dirt. And she's still
true.
But I think at a certain point, it's time to hang up your shingles, as it were, and live off your laurels. But I don't know whether she's got plastic surgery there, but she does look like
Baby, she does.
tightened up a little. But yeah, she doesn't look bad. I mean,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. All right. All right. No problem. No problem. Now the next person or group actually is the Rolling Stones.
oh boy.
Badger. Now that group kind of came out in, I think I wrote 62. He is 81 years old.
Yep.
One of their popular hits is "I Can't Get No Satisfaction" that came out in 1965. We picked at Madonna being 65, with Mick Jagger being 81, and from what I understand, they are still touring. There you go.
Now it's time for those guys to retire.
Well, why would you say that, Miss Liz? Because of their
they
age?
look like they look like they have gone over the hill, and they don't look they're coming back.
Would you go to their show now if they were coming?
I wouldn't go to their show anyway, period, because it's too loud and noisy and so on and so forth. I don't mind listening to their records, but nope, I would never pay to go to one of their concerts. It's just too it's too loud.
So are you not going because of their age, or just because you think they're loud?
They're loud. They were loud then, and they're loud now.
All right. Lady Gray, the Rolling Stones.
Oddly enough, so I have a friend who went to see the Rolling Stones, and actually, I guess it's been about 15 years ago now, at least. She and her mother went because her mother was a huge fan, and she said, despite the fact that, because she's my age, so obviously they are much older than her, she said it was just so entertaining that you didn't think about their age. You were just so in the moment. I think maybe the difference between like them and Madonna is they're not showing up in skinny spandex with their shirts all open, and they're dressing a little more appropriate for their age, at least from what I've seen. So that makes it a little more bearable, I guess. I don't know. I mean, if they still sound good, I'd go see them, other than the fact that the tickets would be astronomical, and I don't want to take out a second mortgage for concert tickets. So aside from that, I wouldn't mind. I don't think it would matter at the age.
Okay. All right.
Now, if the Monkees were still around and they were still alive, and I think I would have forked over money to go see them, because I just liked their music, and I had gone and seen Davy Jones a couple of times before he died, and he was still good, even at his age.
Okay.
But but as far as those hard rock, very loud,
So I have one though, a rocker though. Ozzy Osbourne. I went to see Ozzy Osbourne a while ago, and I mean, I was actually there to see a different band, but it was Ozfest, so I'm not going to not see Ozzy, because that was a once in a lifetime thing. And he just kind of sat there and bounced like that. He didn't do all the wild antics that he used to do, and he said, I just can't do it anymore. And he acknowledged he couldn't do it, but he still sounded really good.
Okay.
But it was kind of anticlimactic to me. Jimmy Buffett was the same way. They were good and they still sounded really good, but where you see them moving all around on stage, they couldn't do it anymore. So,
how about the Beach Boys? Would we go and I know I would go see the Beach Boys.
Yeah, I'd go see the Beach Boys, but I think they would probably be the same thing.
Okay. Well, since we're talking about people that bopping around, I did added one more person that I see on my notes. Now, Janet Jackson, she is 58, and she actually have starting December of this year, she's going to be in Las Vegas.
I've heard she's
Now,
good.
yes, now she's,
Yeah.
58. Okay, that's a better picture of Janet. She's not hopping, she's dancing on the stage, go from one side to the next, being close to 60. I'm not sure when her birthday is, but being by the end of the year, let's say 59, do you think it's okay for her now, considering Madonna is 65? She's only a few years younger than Madonna. Is there a difference between going to see Janet, going to see Madonna, or necessarily going to see the Rolling Stones? Miss Gray.
I'd go see Janet before I'd go see Madonna. So I obviously there is a difference. I just couldn't tell you what it is. I don't know. I guess because I'm still picturing Madonna on there and like the leather bustier and stilettos and the short skirts, and at 65 that just seems odd to me.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Janet has always dressed classier. I don't know that that's really the right word, but you know what I'm saying? There's more coverage there.
Yeah.
So I think she still would look good doing it, and it wouldn't be just odd. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, obviously she's probably had some plastic surgery.
Yeah, obviously.
As well, but it's not so overboard that she's starting. I mean, her fish don't look like a carp. Where some of them, once they have so many faceless, their lips just look like inflated balloons. It's like
balloons. Next time I see a balloon, I'm going to think of, Madonna.
Too much collagen.
Yeah.
Miss Liz, would you see Miss Janet? Miss Janet, if you're nasty?
Well, I suppose so. That was a nice picture of her. She looked pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that is a nice picture of her.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm gonna go into some of our male actors.
Hey.
The first one I'm gonna pick is Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible.
Oh,
now
he's still looking good.
Yes, Tom Cruise is 62. Now, the first Mission Impossible movie, and that's kind of only one that I kind of mentioned up here. The first one came out in 96. And of course, we have another one that's coming out in next year. Do you see yourself wanting to see the movie? I mean, I enjoy all the Mission Impossible movies. I do think there's a few things about that last one that I probably would have changed. But considering he's 62, and we just saw in the Olympics last week where he, I think jumped out of a plane or something for their closing ceremony. Do you think he is too old to still be running around and, working for, MI6, I think it is. I see you, Miss Liz, making a comment. Go for it.
Oh, I like Tom Cruise and all the Mission Impossible movies. And I'm looking forward to the new movie because it's supposed to be the second part of the last movie he just did. Mm-hmm. So we'll get a closure. I'm hoping after that he'll probably retire. But as of right now, I think he's doing pretty good. Yeah, especially when he did that Olympics thing. That was spot on.
True. So you're saying one more movie, because we know definitely there's another one that's coming out. Yep. And you think after that, that's it? Is it because
I think he should
8 movies? Or
he should now, if he wants to do something else that doesn't require him jumping out of airplanes or jumping off of cliffs or doing crazy things on motorcycles, an action adventure type thing, I think he would do good in a more sedentary where he doesn't have to worry about whether he's going to get himself killed or broke things or hurt himself, and because he likes to do his own stunts.
True, but do you see himself? Do you see him wanting to do that, or still wanting to be Mission Impossible guy?
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to see after he's done this second move, to finish the second movie, whether he thinks he's capable. I think he's smart enough to know better than think he's capable of,
We hope
doing
so.
something, because we wouldn't want him, because there's some actors out there, they literally have to take them off, you know,
Life support.
before they, you know,
True
they,
that. True
they,
that. Okay.
they,
Okay.
they haven't come up to the conclusion that, oh, I've had this age and I really shouldn't be doing this.
True. True. Lady Gray, what do you think? Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible.
So Tom Cruise is a hard one for me. I respect the heck out of the fact that he does his own stunts, and I think he will probably keep doing movies like that as long as he can because he is an adrenaline junkie. That's why he does his own stunts. That being said, I'm just not that big a Tom Cruise fan. He's just never done a whole lot for me. I think I've seen maybe one or two of the Mission Impossible movies. There's something about him that's off putting. He just gives off this arrogance that I don't like. Um, I did go see him in Top Gun because I wasn't watching him. I was kind of like, move so I can see the ships. Because I like the Navy aspect of it and what the guys in the Navy do. So I think he could keep pulling it off. He's obviously in very good shape. So barring some sort of catastrophic thing, I think he's got at least one or two more in him. But yeah, I don't have any interest in seeing it, but not because of his age, just because I don't like him.
Okay, okay. And looks like we have a comment about Legend 2, long as he doesn't make another one. I didn't like Legend 1, so I will agree to that. All right, next person I would like to pick at is Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. Now, he came out with the first Indiana Jones. I can't read my own handwriting, so I do believe I have 81, even though I think that's supposed to be an 84. He is 82 years old, and last year we did have that last movie. They did de-age his face a lot in that last movie. I know he had a lot of stunt people that did the running. There he goes. And personally, I didn't think it was a really good movie. But Lady Gray, what do you think about, Indiana Jones? I mean, other than being Han Solo, when I think of Harrison Ford, Han Solo, Indiana Jones, we can't see him as Han anymore, because Disney kind of messed that up for us. Excuse me. But did you enjoy that last movie if you saw it? And if you didn't, surely you have done that last movie.
I mean, it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. I know a lot of people, it got a lot of hate. We kind of joked that it should have been Indiana Jones and the Quest for the Nursing Home. The de-aging technology wasn't that great, so that was a little odd. I think if they maybe should have recast him for some of those younger roles or something, I don't know, or maybe written it so that it was like the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, where it's an old man sitting in a nursing home telling a younger story.
That would have been good.
If they'd have done, because I loved in the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles, and that worked, having the old man in the nursing home telling these young adventures, and they could have pulled that off by recasting a younger him, and I think that would have worked. It would have been more creative and less off-putting than all the weird, funky de-aging. I don't know. I watched it, but I definitely didn't pay the money to go to the movie theater. I waited till it was on Disney.
Okay. Okay. Miss Liz, Harrison
Well,
Ford.
I paid money to go see it.
Do
I
you
did
think?
see it. I probably will watch it again.
Okay.
It's not going to be one of my favorites. I think I like Lady Gray's idea that they should have, you know, given it to somebody younger to do all his parts, and the fact that they sent somebody younger to do you know, the adventure stuff that because he looked really old in that movie,
True.
and I kind of just kept feeling sorry for him that they're dragging him, dragging him around
Yeah.
when he really shouldn't have been out doing what he was doing. But being the fact I'm a serious Harrison Ford fan, I watch it
Okay.
because I like Harrison. Always have. He's one of my favorites.
I agree. I agree. And it looks like Taco Cat also agree with you. So yeah, I can see that. All right. My next person is I actually saw this movie again 2 nights ago. Wolverine. Hugh
Oh yeah,
Jackman.
he's pretty cool.
He came out, he first played Wolverine when he was 31 years old. He is 55-year old now. And darn it, when he took that shirt off the other night, I said, hallelujah, hallelujah. For me, age for him does not matter, even though he's 55. He looked good back in 2000. He looked excellent back now in 2024. No, no, no. Age does not matter for him. Lady Gray, do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, he looked good. But they also wrote the character so that his kind of haggard, that's not the right word, but his aged appearance kind of worked with how they wrote the character.
Okay.
They wrote it well. They didn't try and do weird funky de-aging on him and make him squeeze. They wrote the role for him instead of trying to make him fit the role.
Excellent.
And that's why it worked so well because yeah, he looks good. He looked real good. He wasn't my favorite character in the movie, but he looked good.
Yes, I
Yes.
agree. I agree. Miss Liz, Hugh Jackson.
Well, I like Hugh Jackman. And I'm glad he still looks good. I haven't seen the new movie yet.
Girl, you're missing out.
I will get to eventually. But I hear there's a lot of cameos in that movie, and that's kind of the reason I want to see it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And because I'm not a big Deadpool fan, it's just, but I like the actor that plays the Deadpool. I just don't like Deadpool, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
I get you. I get you.
But I love Hugh Jackman, and yeah, he's
Okay.
not bad looking for his age.
Yeah, for 55. Wow. Wow. All right. Now I have a female that I'm going to add here. Her name is Viola Davis.
Oh,
Now she was
yeah.
on, yeah, How to Get Away with Murder. And then about 2 years ago, she did a movie called The Woman King. It was really, really good. If you have not seen it, hopefully we
Seen
can
it.
find a picture of her. She is 59 years old. And yeah, there she is.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Um, in that movie, The Woman King, I mean, she buffed it out. And it was wow. I mean, if I was 59, I would want to look and have a body like she does.
Oh, yeah.
Now, considering this is, a woman and she's 59, and, earlier we talked about, Tom Cruise being 62, hopefully we can find a picture when she did The Woman King. Hint, hint. Um, do you think her character, if we can find that picture, would be okay with her being a woman, being 59, where comparison to Tom Cruise, who's 62. Now, Miss Liz, looks like you're nodding, so you must have seen it.
I
How do
liked her.
you?
I like her as an actress anyway. So yeah, if they find something else for her to do, I'll see it.
Okay, okay. And it didn't matter that she was 59 in that movie,
Nope.
or when that movie 57.
I never would have even thought about it. I didn't even know she was that old.
Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
that's young compared to me, but uh, but yeah,
Okay.
she did good.
Oh, yeah, there she
Oh
is.
yeah, there she is.
Wow, that's all I gotta say. I mean, it was one of those movies where you watched it, you saw the main character, and after the movie, I just wanted to go to the gym. She looked really good in that movie. You know, Lady Grey, did you see The Woman King? Or if you
I
not,
actually haven't seen it yet, but I've seen the trailers, and holy wow, I never realized that she was that old. She looks
yes,
amazing. That just makes me want to go see it more.
yeah,
I've been working a lot, so I haven't had chance to watch as much as I wanted. But wow, yeah, she totally pulled that off. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
zero heartburn with that. Holy cow.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Now, another woman that I want to mention is Robin Wright Penn. Now, she was 50 when she was in Wonder Woman. She's now 58. Now, considering that she was Buttercup in The Princess Bride,
Oh, I loved her in Buttercup,
I do, I do.
and
How
she
do
is
you
a
feel how
nice
she
person.
looked in Wonder Woman? Miss Liz, Buttercup compared to what she looks like in when she did Wonder Woman. What do you think?
Oh, she still looks good. She looks like she still got it. And yeah, I don't
Big
think it
time
makes any difference.
transformation.
She looks good. She's definitely she can do it.
Yeah, and she did do it because she
Yeah,
was
you know what I
20.
mean.
Yeah, well, she was 20 when she did The Princess Bride. She looked
Yeah.
young, pure, and considering, how she looked in Wonder Woman, how she looks now, you can tell that this woman went out, she exercised, she got, healthier. Lady Grey, what did you think about her, how she looked
I
in Wonder Woman?
I didn't even realize that was the same person. Wow. I mean, she looks great, but
Yeah,
I didn't realize that that was the same actress who played Princess Buttercup. That's really cool that you have an actress who started that young who is still acting, considering, as you said earlier, women kind of tend to have a limited time of being able to play roles. So the fact that she's still, is finding good roles at her age and looking amazing in them, I think that's really cool. Yeah.
good. Agreed. Agreed. Now, I love Star Trek. However, I'm just going to pick at Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. That's the wrong, yeah, that one. Great movies. One of my favorite Star Trek movies of pretty much all of them. If I can name, three is definitely up there with one of my three. However, Shatner was 60 in this movie, Kelly 66, Nimoy 63. Were they too old to be on the bridge? Does age matter? I mean, it's not real. Even though Star Trek is for me, great movie, like I said. But should have they have already retired and not do Star Trek 6? Or do you think, hey, look, they're iconic characters. It doesn't matter. Yes, Takei was 54 and Nichelle Nichols was 54 and, Nimoy, like I said, was 63. Did it matter? Does age matter with this? Lady Grey, I'm going to go to you.
Okay, I have been watching the Star Trek movies and I haven't made it as far as that one. That's next on my list.
Okay.
But in relation to this question, I have actually been thinking about those, and it is kind of funny the way they write them back onto the bridge. It's like, okay, I know you're an admiral, but nobody knows this better than you, so we're going to stick you back on the bridge. I've enjoyed them. I kind of felt they were a little cheesy, but as crazy as things have been for me at work lately, cheesy is very welcome. um I thoroughly enjoyed the ones I've seen. As far as their age, they were so iconic I didn't care. And I loved Spock in the young ones. I love Spock now. I don't care, well, not now, but you know what I'm saying. um to me, Leonard Nimoy will always be sexy, no matter how old he gets. Or, well, I know he's past, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
How old he is in the movies.
Okay. Miss Liz, Star Trek 6.
Well, the only thing I have problems with Star Trek is they should have been promoted at this point in time in their careers. They should not be, they should have, like she said, he was an admiral. They stuck him back on the bridge. I mean, really.
But see,
it's kind of a demotion.
Not if they wanted to, though.
I mean,
don't look at it to the point that, yeah, we're not talking about Ensign Kim. We're not let's leave Orchard alone. But just because you can get promoted, it doesn't mean that you will want to get promoted. We all know part of Kirk's.
Oh yeah, Riker was that way.
He wanted to be on the Enterprise. He didn't want the promotion. I think they even said
Riker's the same way. He didn't want to get promoted, and he wanted to stay where he was, and that kind of thing. But I suppose if you really think about it, if that's what they want to do, then let them do it. But being the fact I'm military, they basically kind of frown on you if you don't move up the ranks. Mm-hmm. And they have a tendency to ship you out when you don't.
True. Okay.
But other than that, I love watching them in the movies. And Undiscovered Country is one of my favorites too.
Agreed. All right. Next is an old movie. I didn't know write down what year it came out. But the cast of Grease. Now, the youngest person in Grease that I wrote down here was John Travolta. He was 23 and looked like Starker Channing was 33. They were all playing, obviously, seniors in high school. Do you think age mattered? Did you think they pulled off in Grease, being that all of them were older in their 20s, in their 30s? Did they pull off being high schoolers? Miss Liz, I see you shaking your head on Grease. Miss Liz, did you freeze or did I freeze?
I think she froze.
Okay.
Wait, I see movement.
There she go. Can you hear us, Miss Liz? We can't hear you, honey. We can't hear you. And I do not read lips. Oh, no. Well, Lady Gray, can you answer that question, Grease? Do you think they were too old to play high schoolers?
I mean, I think when I watched it back, I was in like elementary, junior high school. It didn't even occur to me how old they actually were. To me, anybody over the age of like 15 was old back then. So they obviously had to be high schoolers. Looking back now, I am like, yeah, okay. Having two kids that have gone through high school, high school teenagers are gangly and pimples, and they were obviously not gangly. They had perfect complexion, and yeah, they didn't look like teenagers at all. But I doesn't really take away from the movie. It's still one of my favorite movies. I'll still watch it if I catch it on, just because it's fun.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Back then, I didn't even, I don't even think I knew they were that age, but you
Exactly.
know, I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. Oh, hey, Miss Liz, you back?
But
And we
still
still
no
can't hear you.
sound.
Oh, okay, Miss Liz, is it a yes to Greece or no to Greece? Yes, Greece, because we can't hear you. No, they were too old to play high schoolers. Uh, okay. Probably because you probably knew their actual age. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. Well, since Ms. Liz hasn't seen Deadpool yet, I'll just go ahead and mention this to Lady Gray. Hopefully, her sound will come back. I actually have two for Deadpool and Wolverine. First, I have Wesley Snipes. He is 62 now. He started playing Blade when he was 35 in 98. And my second character from the same movie is Jennifer Gardner. She is 52 now. We're not on Star Trek 6 anymore. And she played Elektra in 2005, and she was 33 back then. Now, I'm not a Blade fan. I'm actually kind of scared of vampires. I'll probably, go see this newer one with my husband with my eyes closed. But he did look pretty good. Okay, that's Jennifer Gardner and this Blade. And Jennifer Gardner being 52, she did a show called Alias. I never watched it. Oh, there's Blade. I thought about going back and seeing it. Looked like she was pretty good. Didn't really care for Elektra, but she looked darn good in Deadpool and Wolverine. I actually saw a couple of videos of her working out and getting her
I
form
saw
back.
some of those. It was, yeah,
Impressive.
yeah,
Impressive. So,
yeah.
Lady Gray, what do you think about Wesley Snipes, 62, being Blade, and or Jennifer Gardner, 52, and looking how she looked in this movie?
Um, so Wesley Snipes, he seemed a little thin to me, but then when you just put up the picture of him in his original Blade stuff, he had the leather jacket and the pads and stuff. Yeah, that one. So he's actually probably was pretty slim then. It's just that in Deadpool he had on like a vest and you could see his arms, whereas in the original movies it was more the leather jacket. So probably he wasn't as thin as he seemed to me. Um, I don't know. I just there was the nostalgia of oh my god, it's Blade because I love Blade. Um, and then Jennifer Garner, she was just amazing. She looked badass. She
Yes.
did. She and her workouts, you could tell it was hardcore, but she's always been very hardcore and into martial arts. So I could see that she just went right back into that and did really well. She looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, you can see how muscular he is there, and obviously he's not nearly as muscular now, being older, or maybe it's more baby fat, because as you get older, you lose some of that baby fat. Um, but I still thought he looked good. I don't know. It was still the whole, "Woo, it's Blade," you know. So I was happy.
so you plan on going seeing that new movie that's supposed to be coming out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
He
Okay.
still not my favorite cameo, but my favorite cameo actually was about age appropriate. So
Oh, well, Miss Liz, can you hear us yet, or can we hear you? Oh, well, just listen in and nod and shake your head. Who do you think from that last movie from Deadpool Wolverine? Who was your favorite character?
I
I'm just
love
going on.
Gambit. He has always been my favorite X-Men, and to actually see a live action Gambit, he in Channing Tatum's version of it was just
Funny.
oh my god, I squealed when he came out, I was sitting in my seat like ah! Like that. I know my husband likes Jennifer Garner, so he was fanboying over her, and I was fangirling over Gambit. So uh, we were both in our teenage, woo, so
Okay. And I hear, he's been trying to be Gambit for the last
like decade.
forever
Yeah.
years. So I think they liked his character so much that he might have an opportunity to see on the big screen by himself.
I'm hoping that's and it's cool the fact that he always wanted to play Gambit because that was his favorite character. And I think that's something any of us who've ever cosplayed to be able to actually get to cosplay, to play your favorite character on screen. It's got to be next level. So
definitely.
yeah.
All right, Miss Liz, we still can't hear you, honey.
She's probably yelling at us for spoiling the movie.
Probably. But definitely go and see it, Miss Liz. Definitely see it. Even though I know you don't like Deadpool, I highly recommend seeing it and enjoy it. Then you can tell us what you think about it. Okay. Now I'm just going to do one more since, Miss Liz have technical issues. It is Lethal Weapon. Mel Gibson. Now, when the first one came out, he was 30. Danny Glover was 40. And the rumor is I think they're coming out with another one. Now, this is another set of movies of the Lethal Weapon series that I enjoyed. I liked all of them. I mean, there's one particularly, I like that last one better of the Lethal Weapon series. But Lady Gray, considering that there might be another one coming out, do you see that they're too old? Now, Mel Gibson now is 68. Danny Glover is 78. Do you see them doing that again, considering, if they haven't started shooting yet, which I haven't, that from what I've heard, they're just, talking about it. Let's say a year from now, 2 years from now, so Danny Glover is going to be 80. Does it make sense to you?
They would have to write the story so it makes sense. They can't write them as still young beat cop kind of detective. They can't be the same level of character that they are. Maybe if they write it that they're retired and something happens and the two of them on their own go and solve whatever it is as renegades, despite the fact that they're retired. That would be something really interesting, but would need to be written correctly, because if they write them just like as a continuation of where they were, that's going to be silly.
Okay. Miss Liz, Lethal Weapon, yes or no? Lethal Weapon.
I think that's a yes.
I think that's a yes. I don't know. All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna call that it. Now, I can't see if Mel has changed. I'm not sure if he can do the role anymore. Yeah, Mel Gibson has had some issues personally the last many years.
Yeah, he's starting to kind of fall into the Tom Cruise category of just So yeah, I could see that.
All right. Now, so it looks like from the people that I've mentioned, it sounds like age kind of does matter. There was one or two that, I personally thought that, hey, it didn't, but looked like overall we're all agreeing. Lady Gray, do you have anything to add on who do you think age doesn't? Anybody you want to add to our topic for tonight before we close?
Mark Hamill. Time to pass the torch on. And I know I'll probably get hate from Star Wars fans. I don't care. It's time to pass it on and move on. I know they've talked about doing a new Harry Potter movie and bringing the characters back. If they wrote it correctly, that would be okay. But they can't go back and put they don't try and de-age them and put them back in. And if you want them back as students in Hogwarts, you need to recast. Those are the ones that off the top of my head. Um, like I said, I probably get hate from Star Wars fans for the Mark Hamill, but I don't know. And Hayden Christensen, he will always be Anakin. I don't care how old he is. So I guess I don't know. But anyway.
Well, I think it's like what you said earlier. It would depend on the story because I don't think when it comes to the Harry Potter characters, they're not that old. But then, if I recall, in that last movie, it kind of didn't they go forward and they, to me, kind of look old. I think they aged them in that last
movie. They aged them forward in like the final scene of the last movie. But the irony is they are now very close to the age that they were supposed to be, and it's kind of funny looking at them because they don't actually look like they aged them up to be that age. They would have to be playing the parents of the kids going to Hogwarts for it to work. They they could maybe be professors or something, but that's about it.
But would that story works considering we fell in love with these characters and now you're saying it's the kids of these characters? Do you think it will hold the same oof to the original, whatever, how many movies they are?
It would have to be well written. Though, and as much as I love the Harry Potter stories, some of them weren't even, I'm going to get hate from Harry Potter fans too. Some of them weren't even that well written. Some of the books, if you've read the books, were downright depressing. You had a good feeling at the end, a very uplifting feeling at the end, but it was a trek to get there. See, the Cursed Child, if they did the Cursed Child, that would work because they're age appropriate for the Cursed Child. So
okay.
Yeah.
And it looks like Miss Liz is kind of agreeing with you, saying Mel Gibson is old, Mark Hamill is old, and Harry Potter, it looks like I'm assuming she thinks they're old too.
They would work for the Cursed Child.
Okay, all right. And it looks like they said the movies came out in 2001, so I'm assuming they're talking about the Harry Potter movies came out. I don't know what year they came out. It took me a little while.
It took quite a few years because they were actually fairly old when they got to the last one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank everyone who's watching. Miss Liz, who's at least listening and watching on that side. Lady Gray. Our next show, it looks like it's going to be on September 5th. And this is actually coming from an idea that Lady Gray mentioned to me the other day. My daughter recently, got married last week. Yay. I'm glad it's over. And we are actually going to do a show on famous fandoms weddings. So, we're going to, come up with maybe weddings that we saw on screen. And then maybe some weddings that we didn't see on screen that we wish we had. So if you like the show, please hit subscribe. Please like. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks. Dexter, I will see you sometime soon, I'm sure. And everyone, have a nice night.
Thanks for watching. This has been a Cosmic Portal production.